Aries, welcome to your reading for the week of July 25th. This week we're going to take a look and see what's going on for you, but also remember to check out Marie Moore's channel if you haven't already. There is a link to her channel below. I'm doing a collaboration with her. We're kind of promoting each other's channels, trying to help each other grow and spread the word about a lot of other psychics and stuff like that here on YouTube, so it should be pretty cool. So again, her link is in the description below if you haven't already checked it out. A lot of you did, and so thank you for that. But anyway, on to your week. It looks like a really good week for you right off the bat. A lot of you might be starting something new. You have the Fool coming up first. This deck that I'm using has 4 of the major arcana from the Tarot in it, and one of them is the Fool. So it's a good card. If anything, I always look at the Fool as a good card for starting something new, even relationships and things. And you definitely have love on the table this week, for sure, for a lot of you, I'd say. Especially if you're single, obviously. But this is a great card for starting anything new. Businesses, jobs, anything like that. I always say this kind of gives you that beginner's luck in a lot of ways. Sometimes I think that's what the Fool means. And mostly because a lot of people think that when they've been doing something, for a very long time, that they're really good at it or whatever, and they become complacent and they forget about like those things, that they did at the beginning. That's what the Fool represents. It represents being, new to something in a lot of ways, but kind of seeing it with fresh eyes and maybe looking at it differently than, people before you even. So you might even do better at something than anybody else. So it's a really nice card to have. You have the Nine of Hearts coming up next. A great card for wishes, getting something you wish for, having something happen that you've wanted to have happen, all those things. It's very similar to the Nine of Cups in the Tarot. It's a really good card, and it just represents wishes. It's also a great love card. It does represent, I will say, you have a lot of really great love cards this week, but this card does represent love coming in the future. So it doesn't always necessarily represent love like right now, this week. It could represent that something's building. Sometimes I think when this, like I said, what's kind of thrown me off this week is you have like 2 other really good love cards that would suggest love is coming in this week. But maybe for some of you, maybe it's like starting off as a friendship, or maybe you just meet this person, so it starts off like a little bit slow this week, or something like that. Also, for the rest of you who are not looking for love necessarily, this is just a great card for going to social events, socializing, meeting up with friends, and things like that. Next, you have my favorite card in the deck, the Ace of Clubs. This is a really great card for learning. Any of you that are doing any learning, it doesn't even matter what kind of learning. It could be reading books, watching YouTube videos, actually going to school, taking classes, and things like that. This is a really good card because it says like that learning could be very profitable for you in the near future. So definitely keep that up. Even if you're not learning, I would say, pick up a book or, watch some YouTube videos on something you're interested in. This is also like another card of opportunity. You have the Nine of Hearts, which is a card of opportunity, as in opportunities coming to you as well. So I would say, like, if you're looking for an opportunity at work or in business or something to grow, this card says, go learn something. And if it just, the simple act of like learning one new skill or updating a skill or something like that will have a massive impact on whatever you do. So definitely take advantage of that. Next, you have the King of Hearts. King of Hearts is a good love card, but I always think of the King of Hearts as, I rarely actually ever think of this card as a person, unless I'm reading for like a water sign, but I normally think of this card as your ships coming in, as things coming into you. You can even see there's a ship in the background of this deck, on this deck here for the King of Hearts. And I think it's a great example of kind of what it represents. It represents like old energy that you've put out into things. Could be anything, love, business, work, whatever. And it represents those things returning to you. So you do have some return cards, but it also represents that those things are on the horizon. Kind of like I said with that Nine of Hearts. It's almost like you're going to maybe be seeing the beginnings of things coming into you this week. So that's really nice. Next, you have the Jack of Hearts. For those of you, again, looking for love, this can represent an admirer, somebody who's interested in you. And for the rest of you who are not interested in love, this can just represent having a good time this week, being very social. This is definitely an energy that's been coming up a lot, by the way. And I mean, we have entered into Leo here too, so I'm just trying to think. I mean, Leo is I guess a fun-loving sign in a lot of ways, and it's also this is also a great card for health. And whenever we have, whenever we enter into Leo, it's always a great time to update your health and do new health related things. So you might be doing that. And finally, you have the Two Hearts. So again, meeting somebody who's like a perfect match for you, finding somebody who would be really good for you in love. So that's for those of you that are looking. And again, if you're not looking, just a good card for meeting up with like friends, family, or even just social events and things like that. So looks like a really nice week. I would say like maybe even an easier week, just like a nice flow to it, especially with those hearts cards. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.